Today we begin a new segment here on Live at 4. Speaking of cars, we're calling it Behind the Wheel.
We're teaming up with local auto expert Harvey Briggs. We'll meet Harvey in just a bit, but first we're going behind the wheel of a Lexus LC 500. Why not start off with a bang? What color is this?
Well, I like to call it overcompensation red, but Lexus calls this infrared.
I guess if you're going to drive a car that looks like this, it might as well be overcompensation red. And despite that look, the Lexus LC 500 isn't really a sports car.
This is really more of a grand tourer. Porsche 911 is more of a pure sports car that would be in this category. This car is heavier, a little more luxurious than those cars, even though it has a really good sports car motor in it.
The LC 500 is new this year, and it puts Lexus back in the midsize luxury coupe business. Walking around it, some things stand out.
Lexus calls this their signature spindle grille, and it's quite controversial. Some people love it, some people don't. Myself, I feel like it's almost trying too hard, but it certainly stands out. You can see the distance between the top of the hood and the wheel well here is super low. They had to completely redesign the front suspension for this to make that happen. There are actually mirrors in here that create a sense of depth, that infinity effect. Got my backpack in here now, but you can actually, you could probably lay a set of golf clubs across here.
And then there's the interior.
This interior is breathtaking.
It really is one of the best in the industry. I love the quality of the leather is really good. It's soft, supple. The hand stitching is perfect on it. They use this material here called Alcantara, which is a synthetic suede. And
electronics galore, a speedometer that moves to the side for more settings, a giant widescreen central display, an optional 800-watt sound system. But no car is perfect. The back seat, forget about it. And then there's the Lexus trackpad.
It is one of the more difficult systems to operate when you're driving, which to me comes down to a safety issue.
And under the hood, a 5-liter V8, 471 horses paired to a new 10-speed transmission. Well, there's one other thing we forgot to mention. This car is tested with $13,000 worth of options, has a window sticker of $105,000.
At $105,000, yes, you expect a lot of really good things to happen in this car.
Including the exhaust.
Yeah, that's one of the highlights of this, is the sound of the motor in this car. And
listen to that sound. It's not a sound you'd expect from this car. It's not a sound you'd expect from a Lexus. Drop down on the accelerator and hang on.
Holy.
0 to 60
Toledo.
in 4.4 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quick. This car is really that second, third, fourth car. Somebody who has multiple cars in their garage. This is that weekend touring car. Want to go out, have some fun. It's not really a track car. Again, this is more of a grand tourer. And it's obviously someone who has the wherewithal to afford a car that sells for $105,000.
Nobody I know.
If you're in the witness protection program, not your car.
Harvey, welcome aboard.
Harvey, welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
So you've been writing about cars for quite some time.
Yeah, on and off for a long time. I started at Car and Driver magazine when I was in college. I was an intern back there in the late 70s and early 80s. Worked in automotive advertising in Detroit for a number of years, moved to Madison after that, and have been doing editorial work on automobiles for about the last 4 or 5 years.
And you have a website, Rides and Drives?
Ridesanddrives.com, yes, and I do all different types of car reviews on that, as well as some touring and travel tips, things like that.
And this car is not for Wisconsin winters. This is Lexus.
No, rear-wheel drive. That car had summer tires on it, even with snow tires. I don't think I'd recommend driving it around here.
About 3 inches of clearance.
Yeah, that front end, though, might make a really good snowplow.
Yeah.
So
I love the overcompensation Conversation red. That is the best way to describe that color. That's great.
It's actually a beautiful color.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
time I stopped that car and people would come up and talk about it, they would really, that color was a big part of what they'd talk about as well.
If you want to draw attention to yourself.
Exactly.
And we're going to be reviewing all kinds of cars.
Yes, we'll do everything from high-end luxury cars like this to entry-level cars. We've got a number of things lined up for the next few weeks here. And if anyone in the audience wants us to review a particular car, they should send a note and we'll see if we can line it up.
Great.
Okay. And it may not necessarily be on a Friday. We'll get a day that we're
Sure.
more steady.
Yeah, whatever works for you guys. If I'm around, I'm happy to do it.
Your face when he floored it was pretty funny.
Can you imagine what 1.9 seconds?
Oh, on the
in here?
Tesla?
Yeah, would be like after that.
4.4 is enough.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Harvey, welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard,
Thank you very
Harvey.
much.
We'll see
Great.
you-
We'll see you
see you
next
soon.
time.
Great.